Hi friends, welcome to the first video of the scripter. So here what we are doing, and I would like to give some introduction actually about the channel, as well as what is the future plan actually would like to do. So that is the main we'll be covering in this video first, and so the introduction is actually mainly this channel is for the IT administrators. I mean the IT professionals who are actually working in Windows and Windows servers. And about myself is Sunish, and I am part of an IT company. I am working for more than around 15 years now, and I'm into Windows administration and also Active Directory and cloud administration. So the first about this video and also the series we are going to start in this channel. So around 13 sessions or 13 series of videos will be releasing, and every week the plan is to release 2 videos. So it will cover actually the 13 videos in few weeks, and that will be related to the introduction and also the basics of PowerShell, how to use it. And so it will be very useful actually for the beginners actually who are starting or started using the PowerShell and also the Windows administration. So as you know, the most of the companies and also Microsoft is actually currently focusing on the automation. So automation definitely need a programming, and it is based on the PowerShell or any other scripting language, maybe Python or maybe any other. Now it is called JSON also in the Azure platform. So there are multiple commands and also the programming methods we have. So currently we are starting with the series actually with the PowerShell, and once it is completed, after 13 videos, I'll be actually focusing on the specific scenario based programming or scripting, so which will be useful, and you can also use the scripts, and we will be discussing actually for about the script which we create, and also how it works, and also how you can use it actually in your own way or maybe in your environment. So that is what actually I am planning, and so this is also including actually the Azure related, whatever the components we use actually in Azure, the normal Windows administration in Azure, and also the Azure Active Directory. And then going forward we will be including the JSON and also the Python scripting, and also the Kubernetes and Docker and lot more. So this is what actually the plan about this channel. So let's start actually with the PowerShell. So the first video now today we are actually doing mainly, we are talking about what is PowerShell and how can we start using it, right? So currently we'll start with the basic PowerShell, and then I have a virtual machine here, and so which is running in Windows 10. Then I have also as a lab setup which is actually running in an Active Directory also installed, and there are users and computers created for testing purpose. So we'll be doing more actually on the scripting and how you can build a normal basic script using PowerShell. So that is what actually we are discussing here today. And to start with, now let us see what exactly what is PowerShell and why we need PowerShell. So from the Windows 7 onwards, Microsoft actually releasing, or it is included, the PowerShell language or PowerShell console or CLI, whatever we call. So that is included actually in the operating system, or we can actually install from the features. So that is how actually this is started. So now we use Windows 10, most of us, as a latest operating system, and there are multiple versions, so doesn't matter. So any Windows 10 platform or any Windows 7 onwards, you will have actually the PowerShell which is already inbuilt part of the Windows. So you can start with how can we in Windows we can do it. So currently PowerShell is actually based on the Windows platform, and in future it may actually release for the Linux operating system also, but we don't have any updates on that. But let's since it is actually Windows for the Windows administrators, let's start with Windows only. So how we can actually open we can open the Windows the PowerShell console in the Windows platform. So now if you see here, so in this machine, so this is running Windows 10, and you can see there are the installed applications here. So that this is a virtual machine, and it is actually it is a hidden we would say it is a hidden in Windows in start menu. So we can't find it here. So what we need to do is actually we need to find actually in this search with the search button here. So we can just say PowerShell. Okay, so there are multiple things you can see here which is listed about Windows PowerShell and also Windows PowerShell ISE, and it is in 64-bit as well, and also 86-bit versions. So 64 is not visible, or it is not written actually, but it is actually 64-bit. So let's talk about the Windows PowerShell first, and then later in future videos we will be talking about ISE specifically, because it is actually a huge thing, or maybe a lot of things we can say about ISE. So let's talk about the Windows PowerShell first. So if you click actually or right click on the Windows PowerShell here, so I'm just jumping into the little in advance, maybe I have mentioned here actually run as administrator. So let us talk about when we start about the PowerShell itself, right? So when we start about PowerShell, so we can just right click and run as administrator. So this is actually the practice actually we need to make it, so that it is always use the administrator rights to run the commands or any scripts. So this is always it is recommended to use it as an administrator. So let's click on that. So I will tell you what exactly the difference when we open in an administrator mode and also the normal mode. So it will actually pop up, and we just need to click yes. Always it is actually the Windows administrators know what exactly. So you can see here there are few things which is preloaded, so we will talk about that in future. So what exactly this is coming in here. So so generally you will get a window not this way, but it is actually the you can see here there are two difference in these two windows. So as you can see here in the top, we can see it is as administrator, and here you can't see it. So this is a user mode, and this is actually the administrator mode. So the rights actually where you can run the scripts or commands in these two windows are actually differs based on the rights, right? So that we will come to know in future videos. So let us not worry about all these things, but let us make it as administrator always as a practice. So you can start with the administrator, and whatever extra appearing here, and you can just ignore this whatever is coming appearing here. So you can, this is actually customized one where it is created. So we will talk about this in future. So this is actually how you can open PowerShell. And so here the next part we are talking about the future of programming. So as we discussed previously, or as I told, so PowerShell is actually we are just starting with the PowerShell on a Windows 10 machine or a server mode, and in future, so that will be we will be using, or we will be able to use, or we need to use actually in multiple platform which is related to Microsoft, right? So in Windows platform. So when we look at actually the cloud, we are actually moving, most of the companies are actually looking for as a future. So it will be a cloud platform, so where also you need to use the automation actually as a first thing. So considering that, so we will be using or we'll be learning more about PowerShell. So hope you'll be able to follow me in this particular series and also in the upcoming scripting. So please support me in that case. In case if you have any concerns or if you have any best or better suggestions, please comment and let us take it as a consideration for upcoming videos. Okay, so we discussed about how to start with the PowerShell and also the finding PowerShell in Windows. Now let us talk about the difference between the client and server. So I spoke about the client and also server, right? So where currently we are in a Windows 10 machine where it is actually called as a client operating system, and when we go for the latest Windows Server 2019 or lesser versions like 2016, 12 and also 2008 and legacy operating systems, so there are difference actually between the client and servers. So of course the commands which we run and also the supporting commands or the modules for the client and server is completely, or it is actually majorly it is different. So the purpose of the client operating system as well as the server operating system is different, and the modules which we use and also the available commands in each module for both the operating system are actually varies. So that is a major difference actually between the client and server. So we will be talking about, or we will be in the upcoming videos, we will be definitely talking about the client and server modules and also how to work on both the operating system, and how we'll be actually sitting in one client and how we'll be doing the scripting, or we will be remoting actually the scripts actually on a server, and so on. We'll be doing a lot of things actually in the future videos. And next one about the customizing the PowerShell window. So here as I mentioned, so this is our platform where we have to work on, and if you right click on the top here heading, and you can see here there is a property, there's a properties, and also if you see here you will get actually same as the command prompt, right? For the command prompt you will have multiple options, a similar way where we can control the font and also the size of the fonts and also the layout. Layout is nothing but the height and width of this particular window, and also the colors which you would like to see on the screen actually, and also the terminal the colors and also the size of this particular fonts and other stuff. So this many things we can change it here, and just for actually demonstration purpose I'm just changing the size of the letters actually from 14 to 18, and also changing the font also here. So you can see here this changes your complete window. So you can actually choose your own way or your own wish how you would like to see it, and I'm just reducing to little smaller. Yeah, so this is actually looks fine for us actually for the tutorial. So this is how actually we can modify or we can customize the view of the PowerShell. And so run as administrator we already discussed about, and going to the first command, so what if, so this is actually not a command, but we will talk about that. So let's say about how, or it is very easy to understand actually the commands, right? So we will talk about commands in the next video. So now as a first command we can just talk about just a stop hyphen. If you press tab you can see all commands which is starting with a stop which will actually coming in. So when you keep actually pressing tab button, so we'll talk about all these shortcuts and other stuff in the future videos, but just for your understanding. So I just pressed stop hyphen computer, and if I press here, so definitely it will just go and shut down the computer. So that is what actually the command. But so in this case where you would like to see what exactly will happen, so you don't want to execute the command, but you would like to see what exactly will happen if you enter this particular command. So right, so if for this purpose, where we can enter what if in the last, so minus what if actually will tell us what exactly this command will do, and it will not execute on the system. So this is actually very useful command. Very useful command actually, where you would like to see what exactly will happen when you write a script, or maybe when you type a command. So but you don't want to execute it, because of course when a production environment, when you're running this script or command, which may harm actually the server or system, whatever. So you don't want to actually run the command, but you would like to see, or you would like to know what exactly this command will do. So you can just press enter, and it will tell us actually what it will do. So here you can see performing the operation stop computer on a target local host. So this is nothing but the stop computer will trigger actually on a target host. So this is actually the stopping the computer. So that is what actually it does. And there are multiple things actually you can do together with what if, or maybe together with the computer here, I mean stop computer, and you can give a hyphen and or minus, whatever you called. So there are multiple properties along with, so where you can do computer name. So if you would like to run this command actually on a remote computer in a domain server, in a domain environment, right, like a client server environment, if you would like to run this command actually on a remote computer, so you can use the parameter called computer name minus computer name, and just give the computer name here. So if it is actually, if anything you are giving, localhost, Windows administrators, of course, what is localhost. So here we don't want to give any code like this, but with and without code is fine to give a name, computer name. But please remember, in case if you have a space in between actually in the computer name, then you need to give actually within quote, otherwise it will consider actually as different actually words. So it will not consider as a single word. So it will actually consider as a command. So whenever actually you are putting or executing any commands, always whenever you are passing anything, so better it is include in the code. So it is as the best practice, you can keep it in a code, so that anything you can give here the name with or without space. So it will be very easy. And also let us start actually as a standard way of doing it, or recommended way of doing it, where Microsoft recommending to use the codes. So here again there are multiple parameters again, along with you can pass any username and password along with, and also you can have multiple things here. For example, now you can forcefully we can stop a computer, and a lot of things you can do, and together or combining with a different commands. So now let us not do this, but we can test maybe a different one if you would like to. So I would like to tell one more thing actually here. So lot of Windows commands, so which we were using actually in the normal command prompt, we can also run in the PowerShell screen. So it is also accepted. So for example, now I am just opening the services.msc, which is a normal command as a the Windows command. So it will open actually the services window, so where we can see all the running services here. So which is again, it is a normal, it is not a PowerShell command, it is a normal Windows command where we are using actually in the command prompt. So that is also will run actually in the PowerShell. So most of the commands which we were using actually in the command prompt, you will be able to run here. So for example, now cd and cd temp. So you know what exactly temp, but the way of appearing here it is different, but we will talk about that in future. So this is a normal command where we use cd hyphen or cd space the folder name, where you can go inside the folder. That is a normal Windows command, and cd minus cd slash, which will take you back to the previous folder. So these are actually the basic Windows commands which will also run in the PowerShell window. So which is very useful, where you can include these commands in your script as well. So that is the main reason I'm talking about this particular things here. And just to demonstrate, so we can say, we can take as print spooler service you would like to take here as an example for running or executing a command. So there is a command called stop service, and we can see what if. So you will get a details about command. Let stop service at command pipeline position 1, supply values for the following parameters. So input object we need to pass. So what service you would like to stop it. So you need to find out actually the service name, so which is called spooler. So here it will actually mention when we tell about the spooler service. So performing this operation on target machine, so this particular service will be stopped. So that is what actually says. So now let us say stop service and minus. You can ask for no wait also, and input pass through display name. And if you don't know, for example, if you don't know the service service name, so only this is whatever we can see here, it is a display name, and so that is called a print spooler, and the actual service name is called a spooler. And when you run this, if you are using actually, so if you are using minus display name, or without doing or without giving anything, actually you can directly we can give like this. So if you directly we are giving this way, so let's see what happened here. You can see this is stopped. So currently it was running and it is stopped now. So since it's an automatic service, it will get started in some time, but let us do it in the same way. Start hyphen service spooler, and if you come and refresh here, you can see this is started. So this is one of the example would like to show you, and these two commands we can use it in multiple way. So by default, if you are not passing any parameters, and it will take by default as the service name, will actually take it as default. So if you would like to do actually with a display name, and you can say the stop service hyphen display name, and always make sure to do it actually in a quote. So it will take actually as one word within this particular quote. So you can see here print spooler, it is stopped, and same way you can do actually start, so which is again started. So with this demonstration, I would like to actually close this particular video for this particular first day session. So hope we are able to or you understood what is PowerShell and what we are planning to do in future. So what exactly the video series we are doing, and after 13 sessions what we will be doing actually on a scripting based. So you can follow the channel and also the videos, so that you will be able to easily you'll be able to do the scripting. So in case if you have any comments or any concerns or any feedback or anything you would like to include in the videos, so please comment. So let us actually include in the upcoming videos. So that is what I would like to I meant for this particular session. And of course the last one about the code of practice, and that is always I will talk about. So where exactly, so whatever we discussed about the PowerShell and how to open the PowerShell and whatever we discussed about the PowerShell today, and please practice. And it is always, if you just see the video, you will nothing will happen. So just go and do some basic PowerShell commands, execute some PowerShell commands, and just try to see what exactly available there, and also do some practice what we discussed today, so that you will be you will understand yourself actually some parameters and also what is available in PowerShell and how can we do it. So please practice and watch the next video, and thanks for watching, and please support by subscribing and also share with your friends if you would like this video, and also please keep following so for the upcoming videos. And thanks for watching.